Okay, so this is going to be a 50-50 setup. So each circuit has 3 stations, 50 seconds of 1, 50 seconds of 2, 50 seconds of 3, then back to the first one again, 50-50-50. Then you get a 50-second round of rest. Then move to the next circuit, 3 more stations, 50-50-50. So no breaks in between the working sets. For equipment that you'll need, you'll want a bench or a bench or couch or chair for some dips. You'll want, if you have an object that you can stand on for a pistol squat, so it could be a stair, it could be anything really solid, maybe a coffee table if it's really solid, but test it out first, make sure you have something. If you're not sure, we have alternatives you can do. You can do a regular pistol squat to your couch or to your chair. So if you don't have anything, don't force it, don't do anything dangerous. But if you have an object that might work for pistol squats, like I said, even a step, if you have stairs nearby, would be a good option. And then you'll need some different weights, mostly heavier weights. So we will have a deadlift in here, so you're gonna be picking up off the floor. If you have something very heavy for that, that's awesome. Medium weight is still fine, you can just focus more on form, but as heavy of an object as you have. And then mostly some medium to heavy weights, a single leg RDL, we'll have an overhead reverse lunge, so holding the weight overhead. So grab whatever you have as far as weights go. So first circuit, the 3 stations, we're gonna have a plank with a lateral tap, so plank on your elbows, tapping out to the side. We'll have a reverse lunge with a pulse. And then we're gonna have a Superman, Superwoman, so laying on your stomach, lifting up there. So we're gonna start with the plank lateral tap here in about 10 seconds.
In this plank position, make sure those lats stay tight, the shoulders stay depressed, and that lateral tap is quite light in that foot, so keep all the weight kind of in the midline of the body. Reach that foot out, nice easy tap, draw it back in, easy tap, draw it back in. And Ben mentioned this is the 50-50-50 workout today, so we have 20 seconds left in this first exercise, and then we'll go immediately into the reverse lunge with pulse. 10 seconds. 2. We're gonna reverse lunge, pulse on the way down, stand up to a knee tuck, and then repeat on the same leg. On the way down, try to use the right glute, right hamstring, that front leg. Use the back side of the body as a brake. Stand tall to a knee tuck. 25 seconds out. Being as though we're doing just this one leg on this round, we'll make sure we switch legs on the second series of 3. Our third exercise in 15 seconds will be that Superman, Superwoman. We'll go stomach down or chest down. 10 seconds out. 2. And in this position, opposite arm and opposite leg is usually the way we go about it. A very gentle lift in the leg and arm. Think more about squeezing the glute than being dynamic and throwing your leg up. If you're comfortable pulling all 4 limbs same time, you're welcome to. Just be mindful that it is a large load in the low back, so be gentle. 20 seconds out, and then we're back to our first exercise. That was the plank with the lateral foot tap. 10. 3, 2. Take your time here, not about speed. Likely the longer you stay in that 3-point position with the other foot moving out, the harder it's gonna be. Try to keep control of the hips. Not a lot of movement side to side. 20 seconds out. Control your breathing. The next exercise, we're on our feet for the reverse lunge with pulse. Make sure you switch legs here, backing down. Hit a pulse, stand tall to a knee tuck. And the depth of that pulse is going to change the effort. So big, deep pulse, knee pretty tight to the floor, maybe 4 to 6 inches of range of motion, stand tall to that knee tuck. 20 seconds out. Ten. 2. Superman, Superwoman to finish the series. After this 20 seconds, we'll take a full 50 seconds to breathe. Ten. 2. 3 exercises coming up. We're going to have an in-out squat jump. Tap in, squat wide, tap in, squat wide. The second thing is going to be a single leg RDL and row. If I hold the weight in my right arm, my right leg goes back. I'm going to maintain this position. Maybe going to throw in some right arm rows. Third thing is an eccentric push-up. 10 seconds out. First thing, in-out squat jump.
So quick tap in the middle, and then feet get wide for that squat part. When you're in that squat, it doesn't need to be really fast. It's that middle tap we want quick. And then you can sit back into it, come down onto your heels for that squat, and you stay pushed out apart. Just find a good rhythm, breathing along the way, halfway through. And just as much depth as you feel good getting on these where you can still maintain that tempo.
12 seconds left. Next one's going to be a single leg RDL and a row.
So you'll grab that weight for the next one. Single leg RDL position. Usually the side with the leg up is the side that you want to hold that weight. And then you're pulling up towards your ribs for a good row, maintaining that single leg RDL position. Depending on the weight that you have, if you've got a heavier weight, you could just do 1 rep. So go down into the single leg RDL, 1 row, then come back up. Then back down, row, come back up. But if you've got more of a medium or light weight, you can just stay down in that single leg RDL position, getting the rows in, pulling the shoulder back. Nice straight leg with the back leg, and the down leg's got a little bend in the knee. 10 seconds to go. Next is going to be that eccentric push-up, so you'll be down on the floor. 2, 1. So down on the stomach, push-up position. And you're going as slow as possible on the way down, keeping that good position with the hips and everything too, not letting the hips sag low. Nice and slow. If you can get 5 to 10 seconds on the way down, that's great. And breathing as you go down, but core tight. So remember to keep that good plank position as you lower. 18 seconds to go. And then you can always push up from your knees on this one to make that part a little bit easier. 10 seconds to go, and then you'll be back to that first one, in-out squat jumps. So find that rhythm again, feet go wide for the squat, sit into it, knees pointing out towards the toes. And really soft landing. This one, you can get that little hop and you don't have much impact at all, come down to the floor. I did these ones in my apartment with people below me and didn't get any hate mail or eviction notices, so I think we're fine. 8 seconds to go, then you're going to be into that single leg RDL row. So grab on that weight, other hand holding it, other leg staying down on the floor. So that down leg, it's a little bend in the knee. Both glutes are tight. The bottom one's nice and stable to keep balance. The up glute is tight too to keep that leg straight out behind you. Good exhale every time you pull up towards your ribs. Your other hand can be off to the side just for a little bit of counterbalance or any position that feels good, not resting on your leg though. 18 seconds left, then you'll be down to those eccentric push-ups, and it'll be the last one in this circuit. Eight seconds. And because these are so slow, you can think more about crunching your abs up, keeping them tight as you go down. You give yourself a lot of time to think about things when you're going that slow. If these are easy for you, spend a lot more time in the bottom half of that movement. So you can maybe go a little faster on the first half, and then the bottom half is super slow. Even hold it, pause it, go down 2 inches, pause, down 2 inches, pause. 15 seconds left. And you can always do all of these from your knees too if you need to. 6 seconds, and then we'll be done with this circuit. 2, 1. Nice. So no overhead. So you'll need a weight here for this one. And then you'll need your bench, chair, couch. So we'll have a lateral lunge with a reach. And then we're gonna have something else. That's gonna be a side plank with the hip drop. And then you're gonna have your dips off the bench or off the couch.
5 seconds. See, Ben is holding the weight in the opposite arm of the side he's actually coming down toward. So if your right leg is staying long, your right arm is going to hold the weight. Reach across the body, stand tall, pull the shoulder if you'd like. "25 seconds out. Sometimes we take an overhead press in this one. Today we're not going to. That should give you a few more reps on that lateral lunge. The overhead press probably consumes another second or two of duration each repetition. 10 seconds out, and then we're in side plank hip drop. 5. And in this position, a long body is difficult. Putting that bottom knee at 90 degrees makes it quite a bit easier or more manageable. Allow the hips to fall, but as they're falling, control through the oblique. So lower the body instead of just dropping in space. Lower the body slowly. And a nice big press up. And when you press up, really get that bottom oblique active. 15 seconds out, and then bench dips are next. 8. Bench dips here, guys, or coffee table, whatever you have. Some dips though. Settle in, back stays tight to the object. Elbows are going to approach 90 degrees. Use the legs and feet as much as you need to assist. While we're dropping down, whatever position's comfortable in the shoulders, go to there. If you've got any shoulder issues, this doesn't feel good, feel free to go into a wall tricep instead. 20 seconds. 10. Then after this, we'll go back to the lateral lunge with the reach across the body. 5. And grab that weight. Here we go. Lateral lunge, reach across. And just find some stability at the top, and as soon as you do so, feel free to go right back into the next rep. Keep the leg long, the one that's stationary. Push that knee back a little bit so you get a nice adductor and hamstring stretch out of it. 20 seconds out. 10. Then after this, we're going into the side plank hip drop again. Grab the forearm, nice long body. Again, let those hips fall. Use the oblique to control the depth. Nice big press tall. That bottom oblique should be very active on the drive up. We've got these hip drops and we'll go into bench dips, and that'll finish the series. We'll take 50 seconds to rest after that. 20 seconds out. 10. 2. Bench dips to wrap up. If you're feeling strong, walk the feet out away from the bench or the object. If it's starting to beat you up, walk back in. About 90 in the elbows at the bottom. Big press, exhale, shake it out when you need to. 25 seconds to go. 15. 5. Good. Resting for 50 seconds. Three things coming up. Hovering bird dog is my quad plank with this, just a 90-90. I'm going to attempt to extend opposites. Extend opposites, I'll switch. And then we'll go into a static dead bug, and then we're going to go into a kettlebell deadlift as well. Whatever the heaviest object you have for a deadlift, if it's still a bit light, go to a single leg instead, but we're gonna do a double leg deadlift. So hovering bird dog first.
So you're starting out in that quad plank position and then reaching out from there, opposite hand and foot. The whole time trying to maintain that flat back. So if you're only looking at the torso, you shouldn't even be able to tell that somebody's lifting their arms or legs up. Knees stay close to the floor. 18 seconds to go here. Make sure you breathe in. There's a lot of tension in the core, shoulders, legs. After this, you're going to go into that dead bug. 5 seconds, so you'll be right on your back next. So you're pushing that low back into the floor, arms and legs. So the easiest position from this would be arms vertical, legs vertical. And the more you fall out from that vertical position while still keeping your low back pushed into the floor, the more challenging you're going to make this. Knees bent will make it a little easier. So it's just real small adjustments can make this easier or more challenging. 20 seconds to go. Still trying to breathe the whole time too. Think about breathing into your stomach on these while keeping all that core tension. So 10 to go, and then you're going to be in those deadlifts. So you'll grab whatever your heavy object is. 4, 3, 2, 1. So it may have been a little while since you've done some deadlifts, although when you were in here, when we were open, we were doing these every single day. But sitting the butt back, it's not quite a squat. You're not trying to maximize the bend in the knees. It's more about pushing the butt behind you, squeezing the butt tight as you come to the top. Since you'll likely have a lighter weight than you would when you're in here, you may just keep a little quicker tempo, but work on squeezing that butt tight at the top. The more tension you keep throughout, the more challenging you can make these even with a lighter weight. So 12 seconds to go. 5. All right, back to that hovering bird dog, so into the quad plank position. So trying to keep the back flat, but also trying to keep those hips level so you don't shift and rock side to side a whole lot. The less movement in the rest of your body, the better for these. 20 seconds to go. Make sure you're just looking down at the floor too, so you're not lifting your chin up. Eight seconds to go, and then you'll be onto your back next for the dead bug. So again, adjust that position depending on how you're feeling this second round. If you feel tension in the low back or you feel like you're starting to arch up, then either come down for a short break or lighten up the angle and put the hands and the feet up towards the ceiling more. Over halfway here. Again, still trying to maintain that as deep of breaths as you can with all that tension in your core. Low back down into the floor. 12 seconds to go, and then we'll finish up with those deadlifts. All right, back up to your feet. Last one in this circuit. Make sure you're keeping really good form with this too, especially last round of this circuit. Thinking about constant tension in the glutes. Abs are braced the whole time too. If you tend to feel a lot of low back pain when you do deadlifts, think about crunching down the abs just a little bit more to help protect that low back. And then notice how the weight just goes right between the feet. Don't let it drift way out in front of the toes. It doesn't need to go back behind the heels. It's nice and centered with your center of gravity. 15 seconds to go, then we're going to take a break. 6. 5. So next circuit we'll have a bent over row. So you'll need your object to lean on, heavy-ish weight. We'll have a kneeling narrow push-up. So a push-up on the floor with the elbows staying tighter.
And then it's gonna be that pistol squat. So if you have your object, make sure you've tested it out already. If it's gonna be stable enough, just eyeball it too. If it seems stupid and it's gonna hold up, don't try it. You could always use a bench for other pistol squats. So push-ups, tricep push-ups.
From our knees, even if you're strong, and tuck those elbows in the body. The hands don't have to be much narrower than normal. We're not doing a diamond push-up, but the elbows sucked into lats. Try to feel that inside of your elbow rub against your lat as you come down. And if you are strong here and you are going from knees, just rock and roll with a lot of tempo. Just quick press, 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 press. You can even shorten up that range of motion and do more like, let's say 75% of the push-up. So always down in tension, 15 seconds out. We're gonna go to a dumbbell bent over row next. Medium to heavy weight. Depends on how many reps you wanna do here. 5. Push-ups. Use that object for support. A lot of weight in that front arm just so it's not in the back. Share the weight with the feet. And a nice exhale through each row. So nice big exhale there. Big exhale again. You can either be really strict here, not moving that left shoulder, the rowing arm, or you can have some rotation in it. It's really up to you. Whichever way you go, whatever you choose to do, just be deliberate in that manner. 15 seconds out, and then we're gonna pistol squat. We're using our second to smallest box. If you guys have maybe a stair, a drop down in the living room, anything you can stand on and give you about a foot of elevation. And if you don't, just go through a normal pistol squat as we would. We just figured we would add this one in today. Ben's not gonna hit his head. And as we come down, push those arms away from the chest for a little bit of counterweight. You could relax that left leg down below the body, behind the body, or in front. If the object is an appropriate height, you're trying not to push off that down leg. So as you sit, maybe a heel tap, maybe not. If you don't have enough height of the object, you always keep that knee bent or reach back further behind you. So sit down. 15 seconds to go, and then back into the kneeling and narrow push-up. 5. Drop to knees, set the elbows in tight. Remember, if this doesn't feel horrible, get some tempo. Even stay down in that push-up position. Don't come all the way up to relaxed. 20 seconds, and then into some more bent over rows. Nice exhale on the press. Good, 10 seconds. Try to commit to a couple reps. Drop in, press, 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 press. 5. 2. Into rows, guys. It's a good little 3-piece series. I like that. We deadlifted today because I wanted to deadlift today. It's been a good 7 weeks since I've demoed a deadlift, so I figured today was a good day to get it going.
Yeah, stay fresh.
Oh yeah. Since I usually demo like 3 reps, doing them today, I'm good for another 7 weeks or so. 15 seconds out, guys. We'll finish the series with the pistol squats. We'll take a nice long rest. And then we have 2 series still to go. 2 more sets of 3. 5. 6. Make sure we're switching sides on our pistol squat. 7. Again, lots of options from this position. Arms should extend out away from the body as we sit. That right leg that's dangling can stay pretty loose. You can kick out front, kick behind, or go bent. 15 seconds. 10. Resting for 50. You don't see the bag?
What's that?
You don't see the bag. Cool. Next series of 3, we're going to have an overhead reverse lunge. I'm going to use one of the lighter balls. I'm going to do my best to maintain overhead position, so arms extended. As I fatigue, you'll see that it gets into a bent position. If you chose a weight too heavy, start overhead reverse lunge. Bring to chest, and then hit those lunges from there. Reestablish as you can. Second thing is going to be a 90-degree crunch on our back knees at 90 crunches, and then we're going to go a push-up, a knee tuck, a push-up, a knee tuck, a push-up, a knee tuck. So something overhead.
So make sure it's an object that you have a good grip on. Nothing that's going to slip out from your hands. You can do alternated on these. If you are doing alternated, you're going to want to keep a little quicker tempo. If you decide to do one leg at a time, you can add the knee drive into it. But this is the alternating one. Shoulders, a lot of times, will get tired before the legs on this. So shoulder and core, just supporting that weight overhead, especially depending on how heavy you got. 15 seconds to go. Second one's going to be that 90-degree crunch. So you'll put the weight down, you'll be on your back in 5. So knees stay at a good 90-degree angle the whole time. Hands can be on the sides of the head, but just a little support for the neck. You're not trying to pull yourself up with your arms. You think about pushing your low back into the floor. That helps lift the chest and shoulders up off the ground. And it's not a ton of range of motion. Keep it a little smaller and just focus on tension in the abs rather than how far up you can sit up. 18 to go. Then it's going to be that push-up and knee tuck coming up. Last 5. So we do plenty of push-ups in here. We got a push-up, bring the knee up. And you can bring it right up towards the middle of the body. If you want to bring it wide, bring that knee wide, you can do that too. But maintaining good push-up form just adds a little extra core element by adding that knee drive into it. You can always go from your knees. If you're doing that, you can pull the knee up from your knees, or you can go up to your toes for the knee tuck, then go back down to your knees for the push-up. If you do it that way, it's going to be a little slower tempo with everything. 12 seconds to go. And then you'll grab onto that weight again for those overhead reverse lunges. 3, 2, 1. So shoulders should be feeling this a little more on the second round. And notice how the weight stays leaning forward onto that front leg. You're not trying to push a lot off the back one. So there can usually be a small forward lean in the torso to keep the weight forward more. 25. "15 seconds, then you'll be down on your back for the 90-degree crunches. 4. And good. Weight down on your back. Knees and hips are both at 90 degrees there, so those knees are just pointed straight up towards the ceiling. Think about the abs too. On a lot of this core stuff, if you focus on using the abs and think about what muscles are actually working to lift you up, you're more likely to use the right ones. 20 left. And then we'll finish out with those push-ups. Eight. All right, flipping over. Last one in the circuit. So good depth on the push-up. Bringing that knee up on each one. You can determine the tempo. If you want to pick it up a little bit, if it's feeling easy, you can do that. If you need to slow it down and kind of pause between each movement, you can do that too. 15 to go. Gonna have that 50-second break after this. Two, one. And good. All right, this is a good last circuit here. This one's gonna, it's really just the start of the workout. We're gonna need sliders. Sliders for all three things. We're gonna have a 45-degree mountain climber. We're gonna pull across. You're gonna have hamstring runners where you're sliding your feet back and forth on the sliders. And then a crunch to pike, so your feet slide up, and then pike on the way down. Now back to back is gonna be tough. So 45-degree mountain climbers coming up.
I thought about substituting that crunch to pike for fallouts.
For anything.
If you want to fall out instead, you could, but it's still both push-up positions.
It's still, yeah, I was gonna say it's the shoulders that are gonna be pretty tired.
30 seconds out, guys. Pull that knee under the body, rotate the hips, match the feet, pause for a second, draw across, draw across. Take your time here, try to find that crunch position. 20 seconds out. Throw some lateral lunges in. Disc.
Too late now.
5.
Don't want them to just make me look weaker by changing it up.
It'll be too late after you do the first round, then it's too late.
It'll be a good time after that.
And we're gonna switch it up a little bit here, guys. On your back, hips up in the air if you can. Push the feet, push the feet, push the feet, push the feet. If you're close to being able to do these, drive the elbows on the ground harder, right? Push down through the elbows. We want nice extension. If you need to, set the butt down on the ground. Still keeping a lot of weight in the heels. And if you're in this regressed position, then really work on your range of motion. Get that leg almost out and straight. Drive down on the feet. 15 seconds out. In 10 seconds, roll back into that push-up position. We're gonna do a valve slide, crunch in and pike out. 5. Feet on the discs. Nice, slow crunch in, drive those hips up, straighten the legs, slowly release. Don't get out too far, drive back in, crunch, 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 around the back, pull the body in, drive those hips, good slow release. That crunch in should be very, very, very deliberate, like your lower half's paralyzed. Use the abs to pull in. 20 seconds. Might get 1 or 2 more here. 10. I would be upset with this transition too. 5. You're trying to go right from there into that 45-degree mountain climber.
Yeah, just right into it. Just go right into it, everybody.
As soon as you can. Settle in. 40 seconds to go.
Just let me know how much time I wasted.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Couple breaths. All right, 20 seconds here. After this, you're on your back for the hamstring runner, so the shoulders will get a nice rest. 10. 5. Nice job, guys. On your back, heels on discs. Hip placement is dependent upon your abilities. Hips up, cool. Hips down, that's okay. But a lot of weight in the heels, weight in the elbows if you need some help. "30 seconds. Focus on range of motion over tempo. Range of motion is going to be a harder thing here. If you stay in just a 4-inch pattern, it's not going to be too bad. Let those legs extend, keep weight on both. 5 seconds out. Crunch to pike to finish, and then we're going to do some stretching. 2. Draw in, hips up, slow, controlled, release. Use the abs to pull, not a knee tuck draw through the core, around your back, drive those hips up. Last 25 seconds of the workout. Ten. 2. Good. Take about 30 seconds to rest. First stretch is going to be on your butt. Figure 4 hamstring stretch. All right, 10 seconds out. Ben's already in position. 1 foot into the knee. 1 leg is long. Lean forward, reach out towards that foot. We'll spend 50 seconds on this first side here. We're going to take a 10-second rest in between the legs, so 15 seconds still on this first leg, 10 seconds to transition across. Five. Take a deep breath, switch sides. "15 seconds out, and then we're going to transition into a butterfly stretch. Three. Shake it out, take 10 seconds to get there. Feet together for a butterfly stretch. Let those knees sag if you'd like in a relaxed position, or force them down with the elbows. Pull them with the hands, nice tall posture. We're going to do a single set here on the butterfly, and then we're going to get into a cat-cow stretch, where we will also do just one set of 10 seconds. Try to work your breathing here, get into a relaxed pattern, get the heart rate down. Cat-cow will be from that kind of quad plank position, but the knees are resting. Sink the back, lift the back. Not overextending in the back. If you have any limitations or injuries, be very careful here. Just get things moving a bit after the workout. 25. Ten seconds. Good. That's it, guys. Thanks for joining us for another 50-50.
Nice work. Stay healthy.